Have you ever felt like you're making progress just by talking about your goals? Well, here's a hard truth. Talking too much about your dreams can actually be holding you back. Today we'll explore why silence and action are your best tools for success. Inspired by the chapter in the book Ego is Your Enemy by Ryan Holiday. We'll kick off the first part of this book that introduces how talking about your dreams can destroy them. For everything you aspire to, ego is your enemy. Welcome to the Chewing Books channel. Here we chew the great ideas from incredible books to transform deep concepts into accessible and practical knowledge to apply in everyday life. Talking too much about your dreams can actually weaken your resolve. By verbalizing our plans, we trick our brains into a false sense of progress, as if simply mentioning them is equivalent to achieving them. This trap, called illusory progress, drains the energy needed to turn ideas into real action. Let's explore how silence and focus can be your most valuable tools for achieving success. In 1934, renowned author Upton Sinclair attempted to parlay his literary influence into political capital by running for governor of California. But his candidacy became a graphic tale of how the quietly corrosive ego can sabotage even the most ambitious endeavors. Even before the election began, Sinclair released the book I, Governor of California, and How I Ended Poverty. Written in a retrospective tone, as if he had already won the position, the book described his visionary policies as a fait accompli. The goal was clear: to use his skill with words to influence voters and to paint a picture of inevitability. But this peculiar strategy backfired. As described in Ego is the Enemy, Sinclair was consumed by a mental trap set by his own ego. He had already lived his victories so vividly that, in the words of his friend and biographer Carey McWilliams, he lost interest in the campaign. This disconnect between imagination and reality weakened his ability to genuinely engage with voters. Excerpts from the book that highlight the fatal ego. Upton not only realized he would lose, but he seemed to have somehow lost interest in the campaign. His rhetoric was released before his campaign, and the will to fill the gap collapsed. Sinclair was defeated by a landslide margin of more than 250,000 votes. The lesson is clear. His overconfidence alienated voters and drained the energy needed to turn ambition into action. How ego sabotaged Sinclair. Focusing on speech, not execution. Sinclair prioritized building a narrative of victory over solid political support. Disconnecting from reality. By living out his fantasy of being governor on paper, he neglected the practical aspects of campaigning, such as genuinely engaging with voters. Underestimating the opponent, his certainty of victory prevented him from adapting to circumstances and responding to political attacks as effectively. Sinclair's story shows us that ego can turn a promising vision into an insurmountable obstacle. He exemplifies the central warning of ego is the enemy. Talking about your dreams or goals, rather than quietly working toward them, often leads to an illusory sense of progress, sapping the motivation and energy to execute them. Why do we feel like we've made progress just by talking about our goals? The answer lies in a deep psychological phenomenon: false progress. Studies show that when we verbalize our intentions, we activate the same brain circuits that would be activated if we were actually taking those actions. This creates a dangerous illusion of progress, draining us of the energy needed to actually achieve our goals. Ryan Holiday's book, Ego is the Enemy, delves deeper into this mental trap, showing how our need for recognition can prevent us from making real progress. The author explains that when we share our plans on social media or in casual conversations, we receive an immediate positive response: likes, praise, and support that trigger the release of dopamine, the neurotransmitter linked to feelings of pleasure and achievement. This small external reinforcement causes the brain to interpret the goal as something already partially accomplished, reducing the urgency and effort to actually achieve it. Ryan Holiday illustrates this phenomenon by citing writer Emily Gould, who, over the course of 2 years trying to finish a novel, got caught up in the addiction of sharing her thoughts and ideas online. I spent so much time on Twitter and Tumblr talking about the book that I ended up writing almost nothing. I convinced myself I was working when I was really just talking about working. This kind of delusion is one of the reasons why so many projects never get off the ground. We convince ourselves we're on the right track when we're really just talking about it. Neuroscience suggests that this false sense of progress not only reduces motivation to act, but also creates a sense of complacency, where the person feels so satisfied with external validation that they see no need to move forward. As Kierkegaard warned, to express what is still in thought weakens action by preempting it. The difference between those who do things and those who just talk lies in how they deal with their own ego. While some get lost in the desire for immediate recognition, others choose the path of discreet and consistent work, where the results speak for themselves. The book Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday presents us with a harsh but liberating reality. Silence and action are powerful weapons for those who truly want to achieve something significant. To avoid this cognitive trap, Holiday suggests some practices. Private progress journal. Instead of posting public updates, keep a journal where you record real progress. This creates a record of effort and learning without the distraction of likes and comments. Break goals down into micro-challenges. Avoid the temptation to set big, abstract milestones. Instead, set small, daily goals, each one tangible and measurable. That way, achievement comes from the work itself, not from external validation. Surround yourself with real challenges. Working in silence may feel lonely, but it doesn't mean isolating yourself. Instead of seeking premature feedback, surround yourself with environments where your efforts are constantly tested in practice. Practice being uncomfortable. Working without immediate recognition is frustrating, but that frustration can be a sign of real progress. Embrace the feeling of being invisible, because it means you're focused on what really matters. The difference between those who turn their dreams into reality and those who just talk about them isn't luck, innate talent, or ideal circumstances. It's how they deal with their ego and their ability to focus on what really matters: execution. In the real world, whether you're a student, a professional, an entrepreneur, or someone seeking personal growth, strategic silence and consistent effort are the keys to genuine progress. But how do you apply this to your daily routine? How do you avoid the trap of false progress? Private progress journal. Instead of posting on social media that you're going to study, keep a personal record of what you've actually studied. Take daily notes and monitor your learning with weekly reviews. Small, actionable goals. Instead of saying, "I'm going to learn math this month," break the goal down into small tasks. Today I'll solve 10 calculus problems. The execution becomes more concrete and less abstract. Deep focus environment. Avoid studying in places where there are digital distractions. Use the Pomodoro technique for blocks of intense concentration and record the actual study time. Treat discomfort as part of the process. Real learning comes from effort, not immediate pleasure. If it feels like it's hard, remember that this mental resistance is a sign that you're really absorbing the content. Build results before seeking recognition. Before asking for a promotion or praise, focus on delivering exceptional results. Let your performance speak for you. Avoid unnecessary meetings and discussions. Many conversations in the corporate environment are just distractions disguised as productivity. Ask yourself, does this bring me closer to my goals, or does it just make me seem busy? Treat each task as a silent challenge. Instead of complaining about a difficult project, see it as an opportunity for growth. The discomfort of challenge is what drives professional development. Keep learning ongoing and discreet. Invest time in courses, reading and training without fanfare. When your accumulated knowledge becomes evident, it will speak for itself. Work in the shadows before launching something to the public. Many businesses fail because their founders spend more time promoting the idea than developing a solid product. Work until you have something truly valuable before seeking external validation. Avoid seeking praise too soon. Many entrepreneurs care more about followers and status than the real value of what they are building. If your business needs applause to keep going, it is not strong enough. Adapt quietly to the market. Instead of promising big changes, gather feedback quietly and make constant adjustments. Businesses that thrive are those that evolve quietly. Be relentless in execution. Many startups die because their founders fall in love with the vision rather than the work required to realize it. As Holiday writes, ego seeks glory, but quiet work builds empires. Whether you're a student, a professional, an entrepreneur, or someone seeking personal growth, the pattern is the same. Talk less and act more to get real results. Ego wants recognition too soon, but lasting success comes from patience and consistent execution. The modern world pushes us toward constant self-promotion, but those who thrive are those who quietly build something of value. As Ryan Holiday emphasizes, real progress doesn't need to be announced, it becomes evident through the impact it makes. So before you share your next goal, stop and ask yourself, am I talking about this to make myself feel good, or am I actually working toward it? Your success will be the answer. The path to success is not paved with words, but with deliberate and consistent actions. We talk about our dreams in the hope that verbalizing them will make them real. But as we've seen throughout this video, true progress happens in silence, discipline, and a daily commitment to execution. What separates those who achieve from those who remain intent is not talent, luck, or a sudden stroke of genius. It is the willingness to trade the need for validation for quiet dedication. To understand that the construction of something great happens behind the scenes, away from the spotlight, while others just talk. Now it's up to you. Stop for a moment and reflect. Are you spending your energy talking about your goals or actually working towards them? If this message resonated with you, it's time to take action. Want more insights like this? Then follow the channel and turn on notifications to continue your journey of growth and learning. Here, we digest the great ideas from the books so that you can apply them to your life in a practical and transformative way.